Elena had given up on ever being a mother. 10 years of trying, countless doctors, endless disappointment. At 35, divorced and alone, she believed her life was over, until a dying Maya elder arrived with 3 children, ages 3, 5, and 7, orphaned by disease, starving, with nowhere to go. She took them in for one night. That night became forever. And those children knew a secret that would make Elena not just their mother, but the wealthiest healer in Mexico. Welcome to Old Life Stories, quotes from times when respect and love were scarce. What are your thoughts on these times? Don't forget to leave a comment. If you enjoy the story, like and subscribe for more. It's story time. In the deep forests of Quintana Roo, about 20 kilometers inland from Tulum, lived a woman named Elena Vargas. It was autumn of 1888, and Elena was 35 years old, an age society called past childbearing years. Spanish Maya mixed, Elena always wore her brown hair in a tight bun, and in her green eyes resided a chronic sadness. 10 years ago, at 25, she had married a merchant named Carlos Mendez. The marriage had one purpose from the start: children. But months turned to years, and Elena's womb remained empty. In the first 5 years, they were hopeful. Perhaps they just needed a bit more time. But when the 6th, 7th, 8th year came, Carlos's patient smile gave way to cold silence. "Perhaps you're the problem," he had said one dinner, accusation in his voice. "Perhaps your body is deficient." Elena had gone to every doctor, both modern and traditional. Curanderos gave her herbal mixtures, Spanish doctors gave her injections. None worked. At the end of the 10th year, Carlos left her a letter. "I'm going to Merida. I've waited 10 years. I can't wait anymore. Divorce papers are with my lawyer." That was it. 10 years of marriage ended with a cold letter. Elena's family wasn't helpful either. 35, childless, divorced, her father said, shaking his head. "Who'll want you now? Go to that land in Quintana Roo. Your grandmother's property. At least there you won't embarrass anyone." So Elena found herself completely alone in the middle of the Quintana Roo forests in a small stone house. The land was infertile, trees too dense, water source scarce, but it was quiet. No one was judging her here. She lived like this for 2 years, planted a small garden, raised chickens, sometimes sold healing herbs to villagers. Her grandmother had taught her which plants lowered fever, which healed wounds. Elena was surviving but not living. Days just passed. At the end of September, a violent storm came. Rain fell relentlessly for 3 days and 3 nights. Elena was trapped in her house, couldn't go out. At the end of the 3rd night, when the storm subsided, she heard a knock at the door. When she opened it, the sight she saw would freeze her. An old man lay on the ground, Maya, completely Maya-looking, perhaps in his 80s. He was breathing but with difficulty, great difficulty, and around him, in the mud, sat 3 children. The oldest was a girl about 7, Ixchel. Her eyes were large and frightened. The middle one was a boy about 5, Balam. He was crying silently. The youngest was another girl about 3, Sak Nicta. She was clinging to the old man's arm. "Help," said Ixchel in Spanish, her voice trembling. Grandfather is dying." Elena immediately took action. She carried the children and the old man inside. The children were very light, emaciated from hunger. The old man was even lighter, like bone and skin. She laid the man in her bed, sat the children by the fire. She moved quickly, heated water, found clean clothes, prepared warm soup. The children drank the soup greedily, as if they hadn't eaten for days. Elena also gave them bread, some cheese. Slowly, some color appeared in their tiny faces. The old man was in worse condition. Elena tried to give him water, but he couldn't swallow. His pulse was very weak, his breathing irregular. He was dying. "Who is grandfather?" Elena asked Ixchel gently. "Ah, Pooch," the girl said quietly. "Our grandfather. Mother and father died. Disease. Grandfather was taking us, but he got sick too." "Where was he taking you?" "I don't know. He just said we must find Elena. Only she can save." Elena's heart stopped. "Me? How does he know me?" But the old man wasn't in condition to answer. He opened his eyes, looked at Elena, and his lips moved. "Elena Vargas. Yes, that's me. Do we know each other?" "Your grandmother, Ixchel, my sister." Elena was shocked. Her grandmother, Ixchel, was real, but she had died years ago. Was this man her brother? Are you the Maya side of the family?" The man nodded slightly. Yes, you're half Maya. Carry blood, children. Entrust to you. He was struggling to speak. Which children? These? Yes, they're sacred lineage. No. No what? Water? Cenote, healing water, under your land. The man tried to say something more but lost the words. His eyes closed. His breathing became irregular. Elena did what she could, but 5 minutes later, Pooch died. Quietly, peacefully. The 3 children watched, Ixchel with tears in her eyes but making no sound, Balam crying silently. Sak Nikta was too young, didn't fully understand what was happening. Elena looked at them, 3 orphaned children, now with no one at all. What would she do? One night, she murmured, just tonight, tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll figure something out. That night she bathed the children, dressed them in clean clothes, things she'd altered from her old clothes, and fed them. Then she put all 3 in her bed, together, clinging to each other. Elena slept on the floor, by the fire, but she didn't really sleep. Pooch's words kept turning in her mind. Sacred lineage, healing water, under your land. The next morning, they buried Pooch. Elena dug a simple grave. The children gathered flowers. Ixchel recited a prayer in Maya. Elena understood some words: journey, ancestors, peace. When they returned from the grave, Elena looked at the children. What happens now? She asked Ixchel. The girl shrugged. I don't know. No family. Village got sick. Everyone died or left. No one else? Nobody? No, just us. Elena sighed. Well, you can stay a bit longer. Just until I find something for you. But days turned to weeks, and Elena didn't find something. The truth was, she didn't want to find it. The children had filled her house with their noise, their laughter, their life. She had found what she'd longed for 10 years. Motherhood. Ixchel was responsible and helpful, waking up early every morning to work in the garden. Balam was shy but affectionate, always wanting to be near Elena. Sak Nikta was cheerful, laughing at everything. A month later, Elena officially claimed them. She went to the village priest, filled out papers. She was now officially their mother. But there was still a secret. Pooch's words, healing water, under your land. One day, Elena asked Ixchel, your grandfather said something about water. What did he mean? Ixchel looked at her with a serious face. Cenote. Sacred cenote. Our secret. What kind of secret? I can show you, but you must promise you won't tell anyone. I promise. The next day, Ixchel led Elena deep into the forest. Balam and Sak Nikta came too. After walking about a kilometer, Ixchel stopped. Here, she said, listen. Elena listened. She heard water, faint but constant, like an underground river. Below, said Ixchel, big cenote, but hidden, only our family knows. How do you enter? I'll show you. Ixchel went to a large rock on the ground. With her small hands, she pushed a specific spot, and surprisingly, the rock moved, like a lid. Underneath was a narrow hole descending downward. I'm too big now, said Ixchel, but Balam can go in. The small boy entered the hole without hesitation, disappeared. A few minutes later he returned. In his hands was a bottle, glass, old, filled with water. This, said Ixchel, healing water. Grandfather said this water heals every disease. Elena took the bottle, looked at the water, crystal clear, slightly sparkling in the sunlight. Every disease? Yes, our family has protected it for centuries. But now there's only you. You will protect. Elena looked at the bottle with tears in her eyes. If this was true, if this water really healed. A few days later, Elena tested the water. There was an old woman in the village, Maria, who had been writhing with arthritis for years. Elena gave her some water to drink. 2 days later, Maria knocked on Elena's door. Miracle, she said, crying. The pain is gone. I haven't felt like this in 10 years. Word spread. Other patients began to come. Elena gave them water, sometimes to drink, sometimes for wounds. The results were incredible. Infections healed, fevers dropped, chronic pains disappeared. Within months, Elena's house became a healing center. People were coming from all over Quintana Roo. Elena didn't ask for money, just donations. But donations piled up. Gold, silver, jewels. People were giving for their lives. A year later, Elena was no longer poor. She was a wealthy woman. She expanded her house to accommodate more patients. Ixchel, Balam, and Sak Nikta helped her, bringing water, comforting patients. But Elena never did it for wealth. She did it for the children, to give them a secure future, good education, opportunities. 5 years later, Elena was 40, Ixchel was 12, Balaam 10, Nikta 8. They were no longer orphans. They were happy, healthy, loved children. One evening after dinner, Ixchel asked Elena something. "Mother," they now called her mother, "did you ever regret it? Taking us in?" Elena smiled with tears in her eyes. "Regret? No, never. You gave me a gift. Not just motherhood, purpose, love, life. You saved me, not the other way around. But we also gave you the cenote," said Balaam. "You became rich." "Wealth doesn't matter," Elena said. "What matters is family. And I'm the richest woman in the world because I'm with you." Nikta climbed into Elena's lap. "Are we together forever?" "Forever," Elena confirmed. "Nothing can separate us." And she kept her word. The children grew up, married, had children of their own. But they always stayed near Elena. The healing center grew, became a hospital. Elena became a legend, the healing woman, guardian of sacred waters. But her favorite title was mother, because she, whose womb had been empty for 10 years, had it filled with 3 children as the result of one night's decision. And those children gave her not just family, but a kingdom. Sometimes the greatest miracles come with mysterious strangers knocking on your door on the darkest nights. And sometimes saying one night means forever.